It's really hard whenever watching movies in January to see if they really should be counted as 2026 movies or 2025 movies. It really all depends on when you watch them and what your release schedule for that is. With that being said, if you do count No Other Choice as a 2026 movie, I would say even this early on, it's an easy contender for at least top 3 films of the year. Now, this was the first Park Chan-wook movie that I've seen, and it was what felt like a pretty good entry point. A lot of people have compared this film to Parasite, and I do see some of the correlation in that it's probably the most accessible of a director's work. Even though the themes are somewhat intertwined in that, these movies feel very distinct from one another. I don't want to give too much away about this movie since I would highly recommend it, so I'll try to stay fairly vague. It's not really a spoiler to say that this movie is about a guy who loses his job and then what he decides to do after that, including some stuff that is very morally questionable and outright wrong. This movie feels first and foremost like a comedy of errors. It definitely is a thriller as well, but it feels like a comedy because, well, there are jokes in the movie and they are funny. But also just seeing how this protagonist acts in these situations, especially these messed up ones that he puts himself in, is very funny in a very pitch black, darkly comedic movie. This movie is a dark comedy, but it doesn't feel heavy, even though a lot of the themes are. It's very light on its toes, but it gives you a lot to dig into and chew on. I love the performance of the main protagonist. You can really tell through a lot of his scenes how he's conveying this person who is doing all these psychopathic things, but at the same time, his humanity slips through in his eyes. He'll be doing something grotesque and horrible, but all of a sudden have such a human reaction that reminds you that this person is doing this out of desperation, which doesn't justify what he's doing, but it makes him a very compelling character to watch. This movie has some great needle drops too. The scene, especially in the house with the music blasting, is probably the standout of the whole film, though there are a number of standout scenes in this. I absolutely love the cinematography. Park Chan-wook really knows how to do transitions really well. There are some shots in this where I just kind of had to sit back in awe, like, wow. I mean, I know that's possible, but this is some new stuff that I haven't really seen in many films before. It was a movie that gives you lots to chew on philosophically. A movie that is darkly comedic and yet never to an isolating point. One that has fantastic and inventive cinematography and is paced amazingly well, where the 2.5 hours just seem to fly by. Overall, I think this is a fantastic movie. But hey, if you disagree with me, feel free to yell at me in the comments below. Until next time.